Joining us this morning, Judge Ashley Walcott from Court TV. Judge, thank you for being with us. It's good to see you. When I get off the air, I turn on Court TV and I watch your guys' coverage throughout the afternoon. I can't turn away from this trial. It is really compelling. What are you hearing about Alec Murdaugh and whether or not his defense team is considering putting him on the stand?
Well, really, first of all, thank you, Marni, for having us. And breaking news this morning, because the attorneys did speak to the judge to say, outside the presence of the jury, hey, by the way, we're thinking about whether or not he's going to testify. I haven't made a decision. Judge, we're asking you to prevent him, to limit him from having to testify about all the alleged financial misdeeds, because the defense doesn't want him to get up there and have to plead the fifth because he's still facing those charges separately. The judge's response, Marni, is really something to behold. Basically, no, if he's going to testify, he can testify as to all of it. So we don't know what that means. We don't know that the defense or Alec Murdaugh, who has the right to testify or not, has made up his mind, but it means we might see him take the stand.
Wow. I'll be glued to the TV when that happens. You know, I was watching Buster's testimony yesterday. He was emotionless at times. He was very poised. He was composed. It's been 2 years since his mom and brother were killed, but Alec Murdaugh was not. He was at times looking at his son as a doting father. At other times, he was emotional. Was this make or break testimony for the jury as you watched and listened?
I have to tell you, I think the jury might have been underwhelmed. And here's what I mean by that. First of all, first and foremost, we have to remember not only is he there testifying on behalf of his father, Buster's a victim. He has now lost his mother and brother to violent murders, and he now has a father who's been incarcerated facing these murder charges. So he's up there testifying as a victim, and amazing to me the composure that he was able to keep as he testified. But at the end of the day, there was no big bombshell testimony. He was not super emotional. I think that he told the jury what we might expect Alec to tell the jury if he testified. Things like there are guns all over the property. Paul had a gun that went missing, was stolen, disappeared. So there's a missing gun out there. The boating accident, lawsuits. And we never thought Paul was driving the boat. Dad's a loving dad. So I think that we kind of got a free look, so to speak, at what Alec might say about all the events if he were on the stand. But I don't think it was overwhelming, compelling testimony for Alec Murdaugh.
No, Judge, I think the powerful bombshell testimony came later in the day as I was watching your coverage when the forensic expert called by the defense floated the theory that the shooter is between 5'2" and 5'4". We know Alec Murdaugh is 6'4". How did this strike you?
Huge testimony. I think all of us were a little like mouth dropped open. 5'2" to 5'4". We know that he's 6'3" to 6'4". But I also have to wonder, is the jury going to find that reasonable? 5'2", 5'4" stature for some individuals, for males, isn't necessarily the average height in America. Maybe if you're from another country or from another culture, but that's what's interesting. I think everybody's going to stop and say, wait a minute, 5'2", 5'4", it's not frequent. We haven't seen anyone 5'2", 5'4" in the courtroom that we could put a finger at. So huge testimony, but is that reasonable for the jury to believe? I think that's where I'm stuck.
Right. And the other thing that stood out to me is what these jurors will be considering once they deliberate. They go back to the evidence. Will it be the Snapchat video, the Bubba? Is it Alec Murdaugh's voice on that? They did him so bad, or I did him so bad. What pieces of evidence do you think the jury will go back to as the most compelling, most pivotal?
Marni, I agree with you completely. And that is that first and foremost, that kennel video. We have had witnesses for the prosecution say that is absolutely 100% Alec Murdaugh on that video, his voice. But I think then they're also going to have to think about the time of death, because remember, the coroner who testified for the defense as witness number one said, yeah, we don't know the exact time of death. It might have been 8:30, might have been 9, could have been 10 p.m. If you put that together with the kennel video, then you're having to look at when was the real time of death. And I think also some of these statements that Alec Murdaugh made on video, 3 statements, right? They always say, don't give statements like this. I think those statements are going to be very important for this jury and compelling pieces of evidence that they're likely to watch more than once as they deliberate.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.